a Transformer video. This is by JobbytheHong. This Dinobot 2 Piss Me Off Black Mamba Dinosaur Warrior review. Okay.
Hey, my name is Jobby, and we're looking at the Black
Mamba this guy.
DB01 Dinosaur Warrior. High-end boutique model? Don't make me laugh. And this is a third-party version of the Beast Wars character, Dinobot, but not the heroic Maximo that I covered 500 years ago. So after Dinobot, spoilers for Beast Wars, everyone's favorite Predacon, David K, brings him back to life. Kind of. This guy, referred to as Dinobot 2, is an evil clone of Frankenstein's monster of cobbled-together parts. Just like this figure.
So it's not official.
If you're interested in this figure at any point, links in the description. Right out of the box, I could already tell that this wasn't going to be the most optimal experience. Just like this camera setup, white on white, not the best idea. There you go. Anyway, legs came apart too easily. Got enough ratchet joints for my liking, and his hip joints were ridiculously loose. Also, some areas of crazy thin plastic. And I swear, my copy is missing a major accessory here. Leave a comment if you know what this gap in the box was.
The tail looks like I used to have when I was young. For Christmas or something, I got like some cheap like T-Rex dinosaur toy with, you know, like a controller, right? He could just walk around and float around for the most part, and the tail looked like that, like this kind of like multiple, like, you know, pieces of like chorizo or whatever you want to call it.
Supposed to contain. But all of that didn't prepare me for what was coming. And you could see my first impressions on my Just Playing stream on Jobby 2. Thanks for getting me to 100,000 subscribers. I'm glad you enjoy my live suffering.
Oh yeah, I guess he has to be later.
The pain is funny. Oh, good lord. But before we dive headfirst into the slag, the painting and the sculpting on this figure is amazing. This is pretty much a perfect recreation of a show model and an incredible upgrade to the original toy from the 90s, which I actually have on hand, thanks to the guy from Ronin Expo from 5 years ago. Sorry, I don't remember your name. I've been here for too long. The original toy was one of my childhood favorites, which makes this figure a visual treat. The proportions are perfect. The pearlescent white is beautiful, and the metallic crimson chrome is clean. Also love how they flattened out the beast mode head with fake parts here, while still utilizing the real beast mode snout. One of the few parts here that I can call clever engineering. Back kibble is tucked away neatly. Don't know if it's show accurate, I don't remember. And kind of hard to find back shots of this guy, unlike his heroic counterpart. But what's definitely show accurate here is the head. Beautifully done, and gets even more beautiful when you push this button here. Two LR44 batteries required, but not included. Was such a bitch to find that information for some reason. But anyway, you can just hear the voice of Scott McNeil. I gotta stop name dropping these actors like I know them. Consider coming on the show, Scott, or else I'll be forced to do a bad impression of you again. Tell the tale to those who ask. Love the tail here. Although there's no wagging gimmick like on the original toy, that looks gross. I'm 50 years old. I guess these loose ball joints can be considered a wagging feature. This isn't the loosest part of the figure, believe me. And whatever wiggle this has can be fixed with a bit of super glue. Some of these tail segments weren't joined together properly, which is exactly what I expect from a $100 figure. Thank you! I just dabbed a bit of super glue in there, pushed together, and now he can actually maintain some ambitious tail poses. But only if you get him into the right pose, balance him correctly, and leave it alone. Not a difficult task, considering that's exactly what I want to do. He didn't feel the best to play with at first. After a few adjustments, like fixing that tail, tightening up these hip screws, and tightening up these pegs that keep his thighs together, just dab a little bit of super glue here and wait for it to completely dry. And there, doesn't come apart too easily. Now he's actually quite fun to pose. Ball joint at the head. Every ball joint can be. Hinge joint at the head allows him to look up that far and look down that far. Opening mouth. Shoulder pads have a limited degree of movement, but leave those fuckers alone, believe me. This whole shoulder pipe is on a hinge joint, and the shoulder can move out again here. 360-degree rotation at the shoulder. Bicep swivel, bend at the elbow. Wrist swivel, hinge joint at each of his claws, including the thumb. You get a slight crunch at the chest, an ab crunch.
This
piece at the crunch gets out of the way for that. You get a waist swivel, which I should not be swiveling this intensely. You get some side to side. You get a hinge joint at the base of the tail, which really should have just plugged in here. What are these notches here for? They're definitely not for the dinosaur mode, so I don't fucking know what's going on. But anyway, ball joint, 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 ball joint here, and a hinge joint. That allows for a great range of tail posability, beautiful side to side. But again, the ball joints are just a little bit too loose for my liking. But of course, every ball joint can be a little. He's got a beautiful spread. Rotation at the leg, thigh swivel, knee swivel, bend at the knee, calf swivel. Unexpected for a non.
But again, like I don't really know the most of the time the price or anything for like Transformers, but for like $100, the amount of detail, the amount of like movement it can do and everything, that seems pretty great. I mean, yeah.
Shin bend, but that's more for the beast mode. This whole part's made out of die-cast metal, by the way, nice and cold. Ankle swivel, individual toe articulation. Even get a mid-toe hinge joint. More figures should have articulated toes. Funny feet, lol. This feet gun is also on a hinge joint, if you count that hinge joint here. And a beautiful ankle pivot. Posability here is fantastic. And he's not as lightweight or floppy as he could have been, at least after my adjustment. And whatever issues I have with the joint tolerances here, it could have been a lot worse. Apparently, this guy is a second run version of the figure. The first version, which was reviewed by Meg Motion, had an incredibly loose waist joint and didn't have these metal hooks to keep the shoulders in place. So with these clear improvements, I should be a little more happy about this thing, right? Oh, we'll get to it after the size comparison. He is nice and tall. Here's Figma Modic Economy, Hiya Toys Godzilla, the Magic Square Line of Peace Not Optimus Prime, the original Dinobot 2, Transart Metal T-Rex, and the Transformers Masterpiece MP41 Dinobot. This is an undeniably beautiful robot mode, and I wish I could stay in this.
And imagine the world of anime figures like this. Anime figures with this level of movement and posing possibilities.
Once again, the Main Motion for guiding everybody through this process. You don't even get a card or a QR code that links to these video instructions. It's just something you gotta search up on your own and follow very carefully. Do I have to? So when I did this on my Just Playing stream, it broke.
Wow.
Just stupid engineering here. They expect you to pull on the shoulder, but the plastic making up the hinge joint is made out of brittle Play-Doh. And sure, they give you replacement shoulder parts for you to fix, which is pretty simple. Just unscrew that thing and keep going. It's a long-ass screw. But the included alternate parts tells me that instead of reconstructing the shoulder pad, they just said, fuck it, let you do it. What am I paying $110 for, motherfucker? Should have been die-cast metal, son of a bitch.
I don't know, it might be flimsy, but again, for $100, the absolute insane level of engineering that went into this, for like everything to be movable like this, I'm still impressed. I'm still impressed. Whoa. As I always say with these kind of videos, though, looking at this is just like, if this was me trying to like open all this and move all this, I would have broken so many things already. I don't do well with this kind of like super like, you know, minute work, I guess. Everything spins. Okay. Damn. Considering eyes like just spinning and bobbing everything, it's quite sturdy, you know? This also looks so confusing. Whether I had like a guide or not, I'd be confused. confused just watching. Insanity. Yeah. I mean, it's somewhat working out. Somewhat. Whoa. The level of detail. Like how much movement there is. Everything you can open and everything. Okay. What am I even looking at anymore? So it's stand treason, it should hold still.
Fuck.
Also in, yeah.
Oh,
Fair enough.
Oh my fucking god. What the fuck?
I don't know what I'm looking at anymore.
Shit, man. So
More confusing.
Okay.
To work on than an engine. I guess an engine wouldn't break as easily, right? That's the difference. Okay. Oh wow, okay. So that's why it transformed into.
That was one of the worst first transformation experiences I've had in a long time. What even
Good
was
job,
that
bro.
engineering? The thin
Good job.
plastic, the wobbly struts, the breakage? They all brought back some traumatic memories. And I thought we had moved past this spaghetti engineering. If you really wanted to see the full mind-breaking power of this process, check out my Just Playing stream. I literally become the jonker of an all-time
I mean, the video was 4 hours and 30 minutes. 4 hours and 30 minutes. Madness and just
But ignoring the transformation, if you can, the beast mode itself is fantastic. Just like the robot mode,
Looks
a
nice.
show-accurate rendition and an incredible upgrade to the original. Love that the dino hands aren't obviously robot mode feet. There's enough articulation to hide that fact. The original looked like a borderline quadruped. And the head sculpt here is menacing, if a bit hollow. And quadruped. And the head sculpt here is menacing, if a bit hollow. Maybe that's show accurate as well. The original toy was definitely like that. And sure, the design itself isn't gonna be for everybody. It really is a product of its time. Just screams 90s edge. But as a 90s edgy boy myself, I fuck with it heavy. But I do not fuck with...
It doesn't stand.
I had to make extensive adjustments here to get this guy to even stand up. Straight out of the box, this mode was a floppy, unbalanced mess. Die-cast metal in the robot mode legs makes sense.
So
when those metal legs become the arms, not the best idea. The robot mode arms could have used some ratchet joints or die-cast metal to give the beast mode some more support. By the way, I just disassembled everything, put some super glue in the joints, wait for it to completely dry, then put everything back together. Works for now. So with all of that in mind, this isn't the most fun to pose. Mouth can open really wide, hinge joint at the tongue,
It does look crazy.
hinge joint at the base of the head and mid-neck, and a ball joint here. every ball joint could be. And all that allows him to look up this far and look down that far. Can look side to side. That calf swivel comes into play here, allowing the arms to move out, and they can bend forward. Bicep swivel, bend at the elbow. You've already seen the foot articulation exactly the same for the dinosaur
then it just falls forward.
Rotation
Most
at
of
the
them
legs,
you can't
and
really put
again,
on.
same articulation as the robot mode arm, except now you have this extra swivel, which should have been tighter, and this extra hinge joint. You even get an ankle pivot, which is completely useless, but due to how the transformation works and the delicacy of the shoulder pad, no beautiful spin. Don't even try. And you get a ball joint. Posability here is pretty good, but it would have been more tolerable if the joints felt less yucky. At least he remains a good size. Comparison: Tears, Monica, Godzilla
like a
Prime,
nightmare.
OG, not Megatron, and Dinobot. It really is a shame about the joint tolerance issues and that abomination of a transformation, because both of these modes look incredible. I'd even call the robot mode visually perfect. But if you really need a transformable masterpiece scale figure of Dinobot 2, this is not your best option. Unless you're willing to put in some elbow grease to fix some parts and tighten up those joints. You know, stuff that should have been done before he shipped out. $110. I'm willing to give this company another shot in the future. Black Mamba, right? At least that's what Shosey's store has listed. There's clear love put into this project. It's not complete garbage, but a character as beloved as Dinobot deserves a figure that's not even a little garbage.
Wow.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Thanks for watching, guys. And a big shout out to all my...
Fair enough. I mean, it looks good, at least. But I guess I keep forgetting that, yeah, I guess the point of the Transformer one is to transform them. So if it's such a pain, if it breaks easily, then the rating goes down. That makes sense. Even if it looks really good. I get the point. I get the point. Okay, well, that's a good looking one. That's a really good looking one. I can't say that much. Good video. Here's the link. Really cool looking Transformers.